Hello, fellow gamers, and welcome to the Progressive Gamers podcast, your one-stop shop for all the gaming news you need to know about. My name is Rick, your host for today, and by my virtual side is the marvelous Miss Leroy.
Hello.
And to our virtual side, Garden.
Hi.
We have 5 items on the menu this week. So first, there was a big Nintendo Direct event. Secondly, there was we're gonna give you our Hogwarts Legacy impressions. Followed thirdly by the Dead Island finished their development. They're going gold and has been pushed forward for a week. For the fourth story this week, we have Wild Hearts coming out February 16. As the last story, we have an Atomic Heart. The first preview came out and it's releasing February 21, free on Game Pass. So first off, let's start with the Nintendo Direct. After Xbox had the first event of the year from the first big 3 console manufacturer, this Nintendo Direct was huge. There was a lot of stuff presented there, so let's go through them. Let's start with the smaller stuff first. So they announced that there's a big update for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 3 DLC, and a Dead Cell Castlevania expansion. There is a new Professor Layton game. There is Disney Illusion Island, Harmony, We Love Katamari Reroll, plus Royal Reverie. There was Baten Kaitos Remaster, Metroid Prime Remake, Advance War 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, Samba de Amigo Party Central, Pikmin 4, Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games are coming to Switch Online. And finally, the one and only The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So with all of those announcements, do you think that this was a good showing from Nintendo? And what was your biggest surprise at this event, Leroy?
I thought it was decent. I don't have a lot of stake in this because I don't have my own Switch. However, the household I live in does, so maybe I'll try out some new games. I don't know if I was particularly surprised by anything. I guess the Samba de Amigo Party Central. I remember playing that game on the Wii as a kid, and I also played Super Monkey Ball, which I think features like the same characters.
They look
and I really
alike,
loved it.
yeah. I'm not sure if they're
Are they?
the
I don't know.
same. I don't think
Either
so,
way,
actually.
are they not? Well, I did play Samba de Amigo
Yeah.
anyway.
And was it good?
And
Because I never played any of those.
I liked it, and I didn't really expect to see it again. So, because I don't know how popular of a game it was. And
Well, you know
I
that the
don't
Wii
no
was a
one
very
else talks
popular
about it.
console, so it might have
Yes, it
played into
was.
the popularity of this game, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I do have a concern with like how that's a kind of dance rhythm game, and you have to like shake and do different motions with the controllers. And I know that some people have had issues with uh the controllers on the Switch. So hopefully the game plays smoothly anyway. Um Other than that, I thought Katamari Reroll looked cute. My boyfriend really wants that one. Uh I don't know. They came out with some good showings, but honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing when they come out with the next console, because it's got to be in like a couple years or so, because the Switch has gotten old by this point.
Yeah, and they canceled the Switch Pro, so I don't think... I think the next console is gonna be a brand new
Yes,
console.
and I am ready for something new.
But the thing is that Nintendo is still selling Switch very well. So
hmm
I don't think they're gonna drop it that fast. But
hmm
I feel like the hardware is old, for sure. But with all the established Switches selling every year continuously, I feel like they want to still focus on that market too. So even if another console come out, I think they'll still support it a little. But what about you, Garden? What was your biggest surprise on this Nintendo Direct event?
I have to say that first of all, I think it was this new direct event is geared towards people who like RPGs, because there's just a lot of
Absolutely.
RPGs. There's like a lot of RPG game titles in this list, but I have to say that a lot of them I kind of really like and would probably play it, especially if they have a good sale. But um, I would say like the most surprise that I had was the Game Boy Advance. I think that was the best thing they added here, and I don't know why they didn't add it sooner. To be honest with you, they should have added it sooner. But I'm gonna just say that's the best thing they added in this list because there's a lot of good Game Boy Advance games. Like I
Yeah,
was looking at some of
The Game Boy Advance catalog is amazing.
yeah. And I have to say that was probably the best surprise, but games like Octopath Traveler, I would say that one looks like a Final Fantasy type of game, and people who like Final Fantasy Tactics that
Yeah,
also
it's
like
the second
Pyramid Triangle.
iteration. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Pyramid Triangle, I think it was called.
Yeah, same
And
company actually.
yeah. So I do believe like that's probably going to be very popular amongst RPG gamers, and I think there's a lot of people who do like Fire Emblem. So coming up with like that expansion pass is probably I don't know. I think a lot of people are probably going to get the DLC, yeah, as well as the Splatoon 3 DLC because Splatoon 3 is like a very popular game. So I think people are probably
Yeah,
excited about
the
that as
Splatoon
well.
3 DLC though it looked weird. It looked like it was just like a hub that was reskinned or something. I thought it looked
Yeah.
weird. But
Um,
the Mario Kart
but I think
expansion
people might
though.
try it though. Yeah.
The Mario
Oh
Kart
yeah, that one.
expansion, you know, everybody has the expansion pass, like they're releasing it monthly or whatever. And now we have a brand new course. That's great. It's not a remake that they take from another console or older tracks from older Mario Kart games. It's straight up a new one for Mario Kart 8. So that was a nice announcement for people like me who already paid for the expansion and are waiting for the content.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
that
it
was
looks
really
cute, yeah.
surprising to me when I was watching the Nintendo Direct was the new Disney Illusion Island. I don't know if you all know about Rayman Legends. So
Not
Rayman
familiar.
Legends was like a really good side scroller, like co-op. You could play like 1 to 4 player, and it was a really good platformer side scroller. And when I saw this game, it looked like it played exactly like this 1 to 4 player, and you look like you're sliding, and the map, and the graphics looks even similar to Rayman Legends. So because I love Rayman Legends so much, I thought this one was a surprise to me. But I see a lot of remake actually. Like,
Wait, now that I think about it, I think I've heard of Rayman Legends. I feel like a friend tried to get me to play this game, but
yeah,
I haven't had the time. Yeah, it looks very similar
the
to it.
first one I played on
Yeah.
the Wii, and then I played the second one on PS4. Like, there's been a couple ones, and they were really good. The first one was Rayman Origins, and the second one was
Rayman, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I
Yeah.
didn't play it, but yeah, it's a
but
big
this
enough
is
franchise.
Disney
a lot of people
Illusion
know it.
Island. This is
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
with Mickey Mouse and other
Wait, what do you
characters.
think? What do you think of like Iron Identity though? Yeah.
The
Or
what?
Tron. I'm sorry, Tron. Sorry, Tron. Tron Identity.
Tron. Oh.
Oh, it looked like it's just like a text-based game.
Yeah, it's like a visual novel.
Yeah, it's
well,
a visual
they said it's
novel.
also
I mean, that's probably
puzzle.
good for that's probably good for people who like visual novels though.
Yeah,
It's like
there's
a
a big
choose your own adventure puzzle game.
Yeah.
I felt like
It's-
it was a very small announcement during
Yes.
the event,
Mhm.
though. Like
That I actually was surprised by, though. I didn't expect a Tron visual novel puzzle adventure.
Yeah, me either. Me either.
because no one
Yeah.
wants it. Like,
Yeah. It
Yeah.
didn't look particularly amazing, so that's,
Yeah, it doesn't. People would prefer like a type of I would say like the anime franchise kind of visual novels. I don't think they
Mhm.
would. I don't think they would prefer this type. I'm a avid visual novel
like
game
Tron.
player.
Who's into
But
Tron
this one,
these days? Like,
Yeah, I feel
I
like
don't
the
know if I'd
audience
play
for
it.
Tron is not primarily the audience for visual novel puzzle
Yeah.
adventures.
yeah.
Exactly.
Probably
I was
not,
gonna
you're
say
right.
that because I wouldn't play that either.
Because if
Because like I
you
love visual novels.
target
but
like
that's,
if you target like Tron fans, you're gonna target like old mans. Like
Yeah.
it's about the cool bikes and like the tech and stuff. It's
Yeah.
like driving the bikes and blah blah blah. It's not
Yeah, it should
about
be like an adventure game, not like
yeah.
not a visual novel game. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like
I
a
yeah,
get you on that.
driving racing game or something. Yeah.
and there was a lot of remakes. Like we had the Bait and Kata's
Mhm.
remaster. We Love Katamari Reroll is a remake of a remake.
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
Advance War 1 and 2 Reboot Camp is also a remake. Metroid
Mhm.
Prime remake. And Metroid
Yeah.
Prime kind of pissed me off because we
Oh.
had on the Wii the Metroid Prime trilogy, and like instead of putting like the Metroid Prime trilogy, you just remaster the first one. I feel like this is just a cop out to make more money. Like
I mean, I
you're gonna
noticed
separate the
that
3 games.
they're doing a lot of nostalgia bait this time. And like for some people that's really great. Like they really like it. But companies have realized, their old classics, they can just capitalize on those
And
by,
resell, yeah.
doing them right to get the old audience as well as a new audience. Like the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance stuff taps into that nostalgic market of adults as well, which I mean is fine. But yeah, they are doing a lot of remakes in that way. I mean, Pikmin 4 as well is like a sequel, I guess. Not
Well,
a
at least
remake,
Pikmin 4 is something
is
new.
new.
Yeah.
Well, what
Yeah.
do you guys feel about Kirby though? Like the Kirby's Return to
I think
Dreamland
it was a
Deluxe?
small announcement, really.
Well, it's an
Mhm.
expansion, right? It's like a DLC or
I don't know. It looks like a newer kind of version. It's not even
I think
because
it's an old game they
Kirby's
made
Return.
available.
Yeah, they made a new version, kind of. Yeah,
oh,
to the
okay.
Switch. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like a remake too, in a way. Yeah, but it doesn't look like the older game though. So I feel like the Kirby fans will probably be a little bit let down playing it. But
Mm,
I don't think there's gonna be nostalgia from playing it. Yeah.
I also heard a lot of good things about the new Professor Layton game. I don't know them,
mhm.
but everybody that played it told me that it was great, and the preview on this one like made the fan really angsty to see more. Like for
Yeah.
me, the biggest surprise was Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. As I said last week, I would have been good if there was only that and the direct was all about that. So for me, I think the direct was great. There was a lot of extra stuff. And
Right. Well, I guess
the-
you're invested into Zelda. You already like that franchise, right?
yeah,
Mhm.
and like I know
Yeah.
it's the only game I'm gonna buy for Switch this year. Like I know.
Fair.
Okay.
I do like that they have some free demos available for some of the other games, so you can kind of try it out. I thought that was nice. That was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no franchise there that I'm already invested in because I mainly just do Pokemon.
Mm.
One game you didn't mention, probably because it seems like kind of a small announcement, was the game called Fashion Dreamer, which is
Oh, I was
very
gonna mention
different
that.
from the
Mhm.
other games. But I actually thought it was nice to change it up. They're tapping into a little bit of a different audience, and I think it could be fun,
What was
actually.
this game about? I
No,
don't
that
even
actually
remember.
that looks really cute. It looks like a
Mhm.
dressing type of like
Yeah.
gir yeah, it does look interesting. When I saw that, I thought it was gonna only be in Japanese. I was kind of confused. Then I searched
Oh,
up and they have like different languages. Yeah.
yeah. It's the best way to describe it is a social fashion game. It's,
Yeah, I think it'd be
you
fun
mhm.
for women to play. Yeah.
Yeah, men can play it too, but they definitely will, yeah, tap
Be more
into
geared
different
toward women.
demographics.
Yeah, I feel like it would be more geared to women. Like, but I'm sure some guys would play it too to have like a if they like fashion or something, or if they like these kind of games. There's like I think this franchise is very mostly geared to women, but there are some guys who like this franchise too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It ha-
I kinda look forward to it. I think
yeah,
it's
that was like the
yeah.
first one I clicked on actually because I was like, wait, what is this?
I think
And
it's
it,
nice when they do a high quality dress up game that
yeah,
feels like they put a lot of effort and it's not just like, I
yeah.
don't know, some throwaway garbage because it's
Mhm.
like a more
If
feminine subject.
if the social aspect on it is really good, I think that'd be fun. Like if you're actually talking to
Mhm.
people or
But
something.
what looked
Yeah.
interesting about it? Like,
I mean, it's just a dress up type of game, but if I think it also has social aspect to it too.
Mhm.
If you can actually talk to like real people, I think that'd be a good game.
Well,
because you can dress
But
up and then talk to
what
people. It'd
is
be like an
dressing
IMVU
up?
type of
Like
thing.
you just wear
Yeah.
clothes? Like what the hell?
Well, it's so what I liked, it has a nice anime style, and
Mhm.
then there's like a
Yeah,
really wide variety of clothes
it
that
looks
you
like
pick.
the
Mhm.
anime style of Genshin Impact, kind of in a way.
A little bit,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, you collect clothes, you make different outfits, and you can customize them. So choose your own like colors and patterns and stuff. So for people who like character creation, I think it would be great. I love character creation in
Yeah. Mhm.
RPGs, and so I think
Me too.
this would be good for me, right? Because it
Yeah.
gives me that freedom, even though that's the main aspect of the game. And I also saw this mechanic where you can just if you like someone else's outfit that you see in the world, you can click on them
Mhm.
and like their clothing to acquire that clothing. And so I like that it seems like there's
Oh,
not
that's
too
pretty
many
fire.
barriers, so you can just collect as much as you want, hopefully,
Mhm.
without
Yeah, that's pretty
too much
fire.
hardship.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
maybe my brain just shut down while this was shown because I don't remember anything of what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
because it was
Literally.
in
very
there. It's not very popular, and it's like a very small niche, anyways. Like it's mostly
But
geared
it
to
sounds
women,
like
so
a very
yeah,
girly game. Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
It
see
is. It
any
is.
men that I would know that would be interested in playing
I'm
something
sure
like
some
that.
guys would
Some
play it
men
just to talk
like
to women.
fashion.
Yeah,
You
I'm
mean
sure
gay
some guys
man?
would play it to. Okay, but I'm sure some guys would play it just to talk to women on there. Yeah, they'd be like dress up as a really nice guy. It's kind of like it's
Mm,
like if it's like a social game like playing like IMV or
yeah,
something like that. I think that
yeah.
guys would play it. Yeah, if
Okay, I
it was
think
like that.
guys would
Men
play
play
it if it's
IMV.
the Dark Souls of dressing games.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Listen,
No, listen, there's
younger
a lot of
men
guys on
have
IMVU,
more
so
diverse interests
yeah.
now, all right?
Yeah, I'm joking,
There's a lot of guys on IMVU. Like if it was like that, I
Mhm.
think a lot of guys would play it.
But
Yeah.
IMVU, I think, is a bit clunky. I tried it once, I didn't love it, and I think the
Mhm.
models, like, the style of the
Mhm.
models doesn't appeal to me so much, and so I
Mhm.
think the kind of clean, polished anime style of this is gonna appeal to
Mhm.
a lot of people that weren't satisfied by things like
Yeah.
IMVU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played IMVU when I was like younger, and I've seen older models and I've seen newer models like uh it's okay. It's an okay like social thing, but this right here has like a more fashion aspect to it, and I think the style of it is a lot more like PG, than like
Oh,
the
yeah.
IMView. IMView has like a more 18 plus like style. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what's
Mhm.
nice about changing your style? Character creators,
Mhm.
like in
Character creation.
Hogwarts,
Yeah.
yeah, like in
Yeah.
Hogwarts Legacy. We've been waiting for a while now, and Hogwarts Legacy came out last week with record sales on every platform.
Hmm.
I've been playing for a week, and let me tell you, I love it right now. So, personally, I started the game. The only thing that I say that was a bad thing for me in my experience is that you get the broom too late in the game. It was a long time before you interact with the outside world. Other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. I love going to the school, having some kinds of puzzle, finding some secrets, going outside, fighting a bunch of stuff, and just exploring the world, seeing Hogsmeade and all the people. I feel like every moment I was in the game, I was still learning new stuff and new mechanic. Like I just got the beast basket and everything. For me, it's for sure gonna be one of the top game of the year. So, have you been playing Hogwarts Legacy? If yes, what's your impression on it? If not, have you seen gameplay? And is that a game that might interest you? So, Leroy.
Yeah, so I've been playing it. Unfortunately, I didn't have as much time to play it as I would have liked. So I've only played a few hours, maybe several hours. But so far, it's really good. I will say, since you mentioned the character creator is not bad, but it is a little limited. I regret the choice I made with the face my character has because her expressions look kind of weird. Um, but like you can't go back and change the face. Luckily, you can change other things, right? Pretty easily. after creating your character. So I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with my regrettable decision. I also thought the voices available in the character creator left something to be desired. There was also not like a huge range of like vocal, I guess, tones. There's only a masculine voice and a feminine voice. I didn't love either of them, and they don't have a very high range of pitch. There's 4 different pitches. Not the greatest, but I guess I don't know. Character creation isn't the main focus of the game, so I shouldn't be too hung up on it, but it is something that I care about. I also like that you could choose whether you're a witch or a wizard separately from whether or not you choose a male or female character model, and also the masculine or feminine voice. They're separate, and I really like that because I like to be a wizard and not a witch, just because I like how it sounds better.
Have you seen the trans character yet?
Oh my god. Yes, I have. I like just got past that. So I haven't gotten super far. I haven't gotten my broomstick. But Serona Ryan. The name is just so on the nose.
And everything about this character is pretty on the nose, though.
Yeah, I don't know. That just seems to be their naming convention for minority groups, is to name them something related. So I don't know.
But yeah, so you don't have your broom yet. So that goes to my complaint about like the start of the game. It takes a long time before you can go around outside of school like freely on your broom. So
it's not so bad though, traveling. At least I haven't found it bad because I can just sprint everywhere and the game is pretty enough.
It's
that
big.
It's fun.
If you want to sprint, it's gonna take you a while. Like you really have to do the quest to get your broom before go.
Right, but I like learned Incendio recently, so I'm not super far, and I've gotten so easily sidetracked on the quests, like doing puzzles and
there's
collecting
a lot of stuff everywhere.
Yes, which
Once
is great.
You learn
it is taking me
the
long.
Revelio, like you start spamming that thing everywhere.
Yes.
Like,
oh my god.
everywhere.
I do. Like, oh my god, is there a chest I missed?
So
I just
I'm
keep spamming
guessing you don't have a talent yet. You don't have traits to upgrade.
No, not yet.
Yeah, those
traits,
I'm
not very far.
You're gonna want to upgrade everything. Like they're all super nice.
Yeah, I've also been changing out my gear every time I get new stuff. I really like that you can change the appearance of your gear at any time at no cost.
Yes.
And even when you sell an item, you get to keep the appearance of it.
Yes.
So the inventory isn't huge. My inventory filled up very quickly, but then I was able to sell everything without losing the appearance of the gear that I liked how it looked.
To upgrade inventory, you need to do the Merlin trials.
Yeah. Yep, haven't gotten there yet. I really like the game though so far. It is, I will say, a little jittery and stuttery on PC, so I did turn the graphics down. I had them all on high, which was recommended for my PC, and I turned some of the settings down to medium, just some of them, and that greatly improved it. And it's still a pretty game even with the lower settings. So
personally, I play it on PS5, so I play it in performance mode.
Yeah.
So I have a solid frame rate and everything looks amazing. Like
the performance on PS5 is a lot better, but they did change the graphics a bit to fit the PS5 better.
Yeah,
I don't know,
but it's so good looking.
It is a good looking game. I wish I could play it on Ultra, but that's okay. That's like a pipe dream.
I play it on 4K, on my OLED. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, after turning the settings down a bit, there's no more stuttering. So,
but I'd suggest that you go and watch the exclusive mission for PS5, because there's an exclusive mission in Hogsmeade for PS5, and right now it's one of my favorite missions since I've started the game. So I suggest you just go and look it up because it is something, really.
Okay, maybe I will. Yeah, but I like it so far.
So Garden,
in my opinion, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask. Oh, I was gonna ask Garden, what do you think about what you've seen? I know you didn't play Hogwarts, But what do you think about the opinions you've heard and people who played it?
A lot of people say they really like the game. Like they just, especially with like the character creation, I think a lot of people like it. Especially for like the people of color, they've made like a, I don't know, they have like good variations of like hair sets and stuff like that,
That's
and like
true.
yeah. So I think that aspect of the character creation, I think, is really good. That's kind of why I have a positive opinion on that
And the visuals on the
regard.
air are amazing. Like they look really
Exactly.
good.
Exactly. Like they look realistic. Yeah. And they actually capture like for even for like black characters, they would even capture like the coils or the curls and stuff, and it's just really good. So I think I think that aspect of creative creation is
Hmm.
really good. Yeah, so that's why
Yeah.
I have a positive opinion of that.
I agree
Yeah.
with that. They have some hairstyles that's not just like what you see in other games, which is afro, shaved head, braids, and that's it. Like, no, they have a little variation, so you can, choose something else. I still think the character creation leaves a bit to be desired, but that's because I guess I have high standards for that. Um, I also wanted to say the combat. I'm playing on normal difficulty. Rick, what difficulty are you playing on?
Normal.
Normal as well. I found the combat to be actually kind of difficult to get the hang of. Um, like it's not that hard, but I did like the duels with students at Hogwarts and I actually did fail them because there's this weird system where you can hit control to lock onto a target, but then you have to hit the arrow keys to switch between targets. So I guess I
Yeah, on
I'm
console it's
not
you
sure.
second joystick. Yeah.
You what?
On console you switch target with your right joystick.
Yeah, but it's weird on PC that they want you to caps lock and then use arrow keys, not WASD, because you have to use that to walk arrow keys to switch target. But then that means I have to move one of my hands either off of WASD
Or the
or
key.
off the
Oh my god.
mouse,
Oh my god.
which I need to fire, right? To switch it. So I guess the solution is to toggle and untoggle caps lock when you need to
Yeah.
switch instead, but it just feels a little clunky, so I don't use it really. But I do think the combat is challenging enough without being like ridiculous, I think
Once
it's
you get the hang of
fun.
it, for me it's a little on the easier side. Like if I
Hmm.
don't like lose my vision from like an enemy afar, so I like if he's too far and I'm comboing him, sometimes I miss like a parry or a
Hmm.
dodge. But when I'm fighting like close quarters, like I can dodge or counter pretty much anything pretty easily. The length of time you have to execute those parries, and they're pretty easy. They're not
Yeah.
as they don't need as much timing as
Hmm. I think you
other
just have
games.
to really like be aware and use the camera to look like behind you and everywhere, so it does feel like pretty fast
Well, not
paced.
really. You just have to focus on your head and the enemy
Mm,
you're fighting against, because your head will tell you if it's
that's
yellow,
true. It
you're
does have a
gonna
symbol around it.
counter. If it's red, you're
Oh.
gonna dodge.
I guess I'm still getting the hang of the
Yeah,
system
exactly. But once you
because I
get the
haven't
hang
played
of
as
it, you're
long.
gonna see it's pretty easy. But it's key. It's the system is still interesting because you have so many spells you can try and mix
Yeah.
together. It's just very nice, and you'll see that when you have one enemy to fight against, it's so easy
Oh
because you
yeah.
can just play with him. You lift it up on the air, flip him, like you can do whatever
Yes.
you want with him. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. I When did they give you a second set of spells or whatever? You know how you have
That's your talent
four?
tree.
Oh, that's your talent tree?
You have 4 upgrades for your talent tree for that, yeah.
Oh, I meant like you have four spells and you're kind of
You
what do
have
you
four
call it? Your
set of
hotbar?
4 spells, yeah. You
Yeah,
need to buy
and you
all
can
the
like
other
switch
sets with the
between them.
talent points.
Okay, I see. Okay. Yeah, I just got to the point where I had to like add in different spells and choose which ones I get to have there.
I
So.
have 3 set of 4 spells that I don't change, and 1 set that I change between 2 set of 4s.
Okay.
So like
Good to know.
the bottom one, I keep switching between like utility and animal stuff, and the other one I use for
Mhm.
combat and purple, yellow, and red spells.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
I like the versatility, the combat. It looks very nice.
Mhm.
Quests are really good. The puzzles are
Yeah.
great too.
Yes.
A lot of the puzzle, you're around them for like hours, but I mean hours, and then it just clicks, and you say, "Oh, I can use that like that," and then you can go back and do all of them. Like it's just a question of you understanding the puzzle. That's all. Like,
Right.
have you seen a chest with an eye?
Yeah. My guess, right? I haven't reached this point, but my guess is that I have to use an invisibility potion or in some way like disguise myself so it doesn't see
Exactly.
me. I'm correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I just got the disillusionment spell. I don't know if that's gonna
Yeah.
work, but yeah.
So
Okay.
you
cool.
got to the secret library.
Yep. I just
Exactly.
got past
So
that part.
now you can open
Uh,
those chests, but
I do
before you
I do
can,
Yes.
have a question though.
yeah,
Mhm.
Like, is this like very, very close to like the Harry Potter kind of aspect, or is it just like you're just participating in like the school in a way? Is that what
you're
it is in it?
participating in the school 200 years before Harry Potter was
Yeah.
born.
Okay.
So there are
All
a
right.
few like characters, like the ghost characters, like Peeves and stuff that like you might recognize, and there's some like relatives, like ancestors of characters in the Harry
Like the
Potter world, like the
Winsley.
modern. Yeah, Professor Weasley, whatever, right? But I'm so glad that it's not like the Harry Potter story we're familiar with, and it's a kind of
Yeah.
a different version of Hogwarts with different and
Why?
new interesting characters.
Yeah, there's a lot of surprise
Wait,
too.
why?
Why? Oh, I feel like I'm overloaded with Harry Potter. Like it's very popular. I see a lot of people really love it. It's a classic, whatever. Uh, But I see
So
it
you wanted something
everywhere.
new? You wanted something
Yeah,
different?
I wanted something new, and I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, actually. I like wizard games. I like Wizard 101. I like games with
Mm-hmm.
magic. But I don't
Like
care
Fables,
for
yeah.
Harry Potter specifically. If it was just the regular Harry Potter story, I probably would not have played it because I know the Harry Potter story. I know the Harry Potter characters. I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on me being a wizard.
Okay, fair.
And also,
That's
the
pretty fair.
school didn't change. So being in this world is really magical. Like going throughout the school is
Mhm.
huge. There's so
It's
many
very beautiful
places
too.
that you go and you're like, oh, this, that, or like the place where all the stairs appears and like the books
Mhm.
are flying around. Like it's so beautiful. Like at all times, like the world is very, very well like designed,
Yes.
and the exploration is really good. Like going around in this world is my favorite part of the game. It's not the combat, it's just being there.
Yeah, they made it feel really full and alive. Like there's always something to do. And honestly, like the castle and stuff, or Hogwarts, the school, is just so pretty. Like the colors, the shapes, the overall design of the inside is
The
so
Grand
nice that,
Hall, oh my god.
right, even when I have done the puzzles and I just have to walk through a corridor again, it's not painful like it can be in some other games where you're traversing through an open field with fuck
And
all in
also
it.
there's a lot of scripted event that happens like all around
Yes.
the school. Like you're gonna see like a ghost coming out of the bathroom and a guy dropping up his book and like a ghost sliding
Mhm.
off the, it's like it's living.
And also just like student conversations as you pass
Yeah.
by.
How do you guys feel about the main story though? Yeah.
I feel like
Versus
right
like the
now
side
it's
quests.
good. I love like how it started and like the ancient magic thing, but
Mhm.
I'm about to get to the end. I think I'm at the last big mission.
Okay, don't
Uh,
spoil it.
and one thing that you're gonna love is the room of requirements.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I love the room of requirements.
I'm
they made it
excited to
really
be able to
nice
start that. Yeah.
to work on it. You know.
Okay.
I like the story so far. I haven't gotten super far in. I do think like
But imagine,
your character's
oh,
a
cool.
little bit of a Mary Sue. It's like, oh, you just happen to be special and you have this ancient magic. But like, what are they gonna do? Of course, you have to have special powers. You know, you're the
Yeah.
player. You're the player character, right? So I think
hmm
the story is good for what it is, and I think they did a good job with like the cinematics and the dialogue, so it is engaging. This is not a game where I am skipping through all of the cinematics because I just want to go fight something, you know? No, I
Yeah.
watch
You'd be
them. I'm
skipping
involved
Like
in
an
the
a
story.
lot
RPG.
of the game.
Yeah,
You'd
like
be
an
skipping a lot
RPG.
of the
Yeah,
game.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, this is an RPG. It's just one of the few that has like an engaging
Good.
story that's good
Yeah.
enough. Yeah.
Like a good cutscene. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they did a good job.
Yeah, I really
Okay.
like it. Personally, it's like, I'm sure it's gonna be on the Game of the Year watch. I'm gonna add it to the Game
Yeah.
of the Year
No,
watch, actually.
definitely do.
I might get it.
100%.
I actually might get it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like either wait for a sale or get it somewhere cheaper or if I'm gonna buy it full. I don't know when. Like, but I'm interested because a lot of people seem to really like it, and my friends are
Right.
playing it and like saying you gotta get this game. So.
But just
I wish
imagine,
there were multiplayer modes. That's
But-
one thing
Oh
I do
my
wish
god,
there were. There's not.
multiplayer is the key to me getting games, but I think I'm gonna be okay with it being single player
Yeah,
because I
it's good
play
enough.
yeah, because I play like Final Fantasy single player and I don't really care too much about multiplayer with that one. So
Mm.
I
Get
think
a
I'd be
key on
okay.
G2A or something. Either wait for a sale or get the key from G2A.
G2A, okay.
Yeah, I got the what was it, like the pre-order that came with some special stuff and let you play it 3 days early. I got that for like $63 on
Mhm.
G2A when normally it's 70, so it was only $3 more than like the regular game price. So you could probably find it at least like a few dollars off or maybe more. I don't know. Or
So-
wait for sale.
So
It is
Leroy,
expensive. I understand.
If there's a sale, I'm copying that for sure. Yeah.
So Leroy, imagine I'm like 20, 25 hours into the game, and I still have tutorials. I just got the bag of Fantastic Beasts.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty
there's
cool.
so many
I'm not gonna lie.
mechanics that like they're still showing you stuff like 20 hours into the game, and like
I think that's very typical of like RPGs. Some
Yeah.
RPGs do that, where they just like you're in the middle of the game, they have to give you a new tutorial because there's a new mechanic that you have to do. Yeah,
exactly.
that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool.
But this game, came out on time. With the wave of pushed game that we had since COVID, there's a different story this week with Dead Island 2. So it was announced back in 2014. This game was announced years and years and years ago. And it was pushed
Crazy.
back so many times to a point where people just thought it was dead. Like, people just think that it was not a real game anymore. So now it's been pushed forward their release date by a week. So they're going to release a week earlier than it was supposed to release when they announced it. And so this week, the devs announced that the game is gold. It's done. They're going to start printing the game. And it's going to be releasing earlier. Probably because of the release of Jedi Survivor. Jedi Survivor, as we talked last week, was pushed back to the same release date as Dead Island 2. So Dead Island 2 won't be made by the original devs. Yeah, so
Oh, but how do you feel about the game though?
the original devs, like, they went to do Dying Light 1 and 2, and I love these games. Like, the Dead Island franchise for me wasn't that great of a franchise. Like, I liked it, but it was so buggy when it was released. I thought it was barely playable on my PS3. So is it Dead License like interesting to you, Garden? Like, have you played the first one?
No, I actually I don't even know anything about this franchise, but the way it kind of looks like, and not to insult other games because those two game series are like really good, but it does look like a mixture of like Far Cry and like The Walking Dead just made a baby and made this game. I'm not gonna lie, but and the art style looks more like a GTA like a GTA cover.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. It just looks like a mixture of those 3 games together, but, I don't know, it looks like a typical kind of, like, survival shooting kinda game in a way, so I don't know, I'm not, like, too stoked about it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on the GTA assessment, but I guess
Mhm.
a big part of that is because it's like a modern setting. Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I it looks okay. I think the kind of hack and slash combat that has these like the physics look really cool, and so does the gore, right? The attacks look like they have some nice weight to it, and it's nice that there's like a custom weapon system, and so I think the combat will be fun and really gory and satisfying when you like step on zombies' heads and you actually see them
Mhm.
like explode under your foot, stuff like that. Um, I think
Mhm.
that's nice, but that's the only selling point. I don't know what the story's gonna be like, if there is really gonna be a story, what other mechanics there are gonna be, because most of the gameplay previews I've seen just kind of feature the combat. And I guess if that's the kind of game that people want, that's fine. I think that can be fun, but I think other things like pacing and like variety really matter to keep people engaged in the game instead of having them play it once and then like, oh, you've done a few fights. Now you've basically played the whole game because it's just going to be this fight over and over again.
Yeah, that's
So
what I
only
feel
time will
like. I
tell.
feel like through all the previews that I've seen and how the game is being sold right now, I feel like the story seems to be a really. It seems like they don't want to show it. Actually, it seems like the story
Mhm.
is not a main focus on this game, and that they focus all of their marketing and stuff on fighting and technical aspect like the gore and the weapon impact and the physics, but I don't see a lot of interesting that they want to talk about with this game. So I feel
Yeah.
like
I,
this
mhm.
it's gonna be like a Far Cry basic like
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah.
game. Yeah.
It looks
Mhm.
better than the day before, at least.
Yeah, the day before it was so trash. I feel like it's not a big bar to put on a game,
It's not,
really.
but at least it has something. At least the combat looks good.
Yeah,
We'll see. It's the rest of the game is just a big question mark.
I feel like everything about Dead Island 2 has always been a question mark since the
For
beginning
9
of
years.
yeah, for too long. So yeah, there was another game that was previewed this week, and it's releasing February 16th. It's Wild Hearts. This game is a formula that looks like Monster Hunter. So this is something that we don't get a lot in the gaming industry. And from the review that I've seen 8 out of 10 from IGNs and a lot of positive reception from the reviewers. So they feel like it's a good competition to Monster Hunter, which we don't have a lot. So I'm really interested in trying this game. I'm not sure if I'm gonna take it because I still have a lot to do in Hogwarts Legacy, and I'd like to finish the Dead Space remake before I go to other games. And I still want to try Hi-Fi Rush too. So, it's starting. The year is starting so big right now. Like I have too
Mhm.
much to play before
I
I
mean,
can test just the game that we put on the Game of the Year watch. I'm having a hard time keeping up because of all of these releases.
yeah, true,
So
but, looking at this game, though, it kind of looks like is it, like, open world? Because
it's
it kinda looks
not.
like it oh, it isn't. That's
No,
very
it's a
interesting.
zone-based game. It's like Monster Hunter. So you go into a zone, you hunt a beast, and you get
Mhm.
out.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
hmm.
It kinda looks like Final Fantasy, like, 15 in a way, except yeah, it actually kinda looks like Final Fantasy 15 in a way, where you enter, like, the specific zone of the monsters and you enter a battle with them or something like that, so
There
I don't know.
are Yes, it's not open world, but I do think there's an interesting mechanic in the way you interact with the map and the world. You
Mhm.
can place permanent structures on your map, right? So like zip lines and stuff like that, and they just remain there. So you can kind of customize the world. And I thought that was an interesting way to allow people to interact with the terrain in a more dynamic way.
But these deployables, I don't think they're permanent. Aren't they there for your run, for your hunt?
No, there's both. So there's ones that are there for your hunt, and there are others that, maybe help you get around the map. Like I said, like a zip line or something. I
Yeah,
saw
but
this in,
every
like,
time
a
you hunt, you
review.
get out of this map.
Oh, that sucks.
I heard that, no, there are some permanent structures that you can place.
Yeah, but when you go back, they're still gonna be there. But I mean, when you finish a hunt, you go back to your base,
Oh,
Um,
okay.
So
Wait, but what do you guys think
choose
of,
your
like,
location, you
graphics,
drop there, you hunt, and you go back. You prepare for your next hunt, and then you choose the next monster you want to hunt. You go to this zone, and then you come back. You loot the
Oh,
monster,
okay. I didn't
and then you
realize
can
that's how it worked.
Yeah,
I thought there was more like traversing of terrain.
There's a lot of traversing of terrain. It's just you have 30 minutes to go and kill the beast. So your
Okay.
time into this world is limited.
It's like little dungeons, yeah.
Oh,
if
wait,
you
you have
wanna-
like actual time? Like,
Yeah,
they give you
for a hunt, yeah.
Oh, they actually give you real time.
I don't know
Okay.
in this game. I'm talking about Monster Hunter. Like it's.
Oh, okay.
I heard that it's the same mechanics. So from the previews that I looked, it looked a lot like because all of these tools that they use, you gotta craft them at your base before you go into a hunt. So there's a lot of preparation before you go into a hunt, and then when you're in there, usually your time. You can decide to go on a free run on Monster Hunter World, where you just go around some of the beasts are there, and you just explore the little world, but it's not a huge map. You gotta find those
Wait.
monsters pretty quick.
How do you guys feel about the graphics though? Is it like very similar to Monster Hunter, or is it like
I think it
do you
looks
like
better. Yeah,
the style?
It looks good.
It looks good.
I kind of like it. Like it really looks very realistic. It's kind of very realistic looking, like Elden Ring and
But of
Assassin's
course,
Creed
it's gonna
kind of.
be better looking than Monster Hunter Rise, let's say, because Monster Hunter Rise is a Switch game,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
So
Yeah.
I think it's more comparable to Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World was very beautiful, but this is on next gen, so could be, and it came out years after Monster Hunter, so it might be a little better looking,
It also
It
looks
does. It looks
nice.
it looks 4K. Yeah.
It looks nice. I also like that it has a co-op. I think it's like a 3-player co-op,
Yeah.
which I think
Oh,
is
that's pretty fire.
pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah, Monster
yeah,
Hunter
that's
has
fire.
a 4-player.
It has
Oh,
4.
so they decreased one character. Okay.
Yeah. I did hear like, other players on co-op can place structures on your map, those permanent structures in your world, but like they won't get those structures in theirs, and there's no way to import them, so it's like the host gets all the benefit from those structures being placed when they do hunts and stuff. So I thought maybe that's a system that could use improvement, like optimize the kind of co-op experience.
Well, you have the
but
choice not to use them there,
yeah, you do.
Because
you
you
can-
will join willingly into his match, and I'm sure there might
Yeah.
be an option where you can say like no placing of permanent thing, because otherwise people could mess up your world too.
That's true. I'm not sure all the little details, but I hope that they've figured out a system to make that go a little smoother. I also thought the character customization looked good. The character creator looks relatively detailed and in depth.
hmm
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I think
it's
gonna
not
be
a
fun
dressing game,
but- Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Okay, but
Creating your character model, though, I think, I don't know, it's kind of an
That's
important part of a lot of
fascinating.
games.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fascinating. Yeah.
But yeah, like Rick, I'm probably not gonna play it, at least not for a while, because I am playing Hogwarts Legacy and I still have my Overwatch addiction, so
It must
not
be
much
really
time for anything
hard for
else.
any game to come out after
Man.
Hogwarts Legacy. Like, oh my
I mean,
god.
I might play it though. It looks really good, but I don't know if I like the concept of it, like the type of game. that it
Mhm.
is like
It's a
if
very
it's
unique type
similar
of game.
to
As I say, I've
yeah
never seen a game like Monster Hunter, so it's nice to see
yeah
some other developer trying the formula. But like,
yeah.
if
Yeah.
I
you
don't know
haven't
if I would
played,
like it,
yeah, if
but
you haven't played a
I really
Monster
like
Hunter,
the style.
you could never know. My
Okay.
suggestion would be to get Game
Get
Pass
Monster Hunter first.
and get
Oh,
Monster
okay.
Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter
Yeah.
Rise would run great on your laptop, and you'd see if you like a higher version of this type of game. Talking
Mm-hmm.
about Game Pass, there's a new Game Pass game coming out next week, and it's
Mm-hmm.
day one release on Game Pass. It's called Atomic Hearts. Atomic Hearts, for me, it looks like a new Bioshock first-person shooter with the crazy apocalyptical world. It looks amazing. The graphics look super good. It's gonna be free on Game Pass day one, and for me, I'm sure I'm gonna try it out. But there's a bit of a
Controversy.
controversy around the game. So, Leroy, do you wanna talk about it a little? Explore what Atomic Hearts
Yeah.
controversy is all about?
Yeah. So the studio, Munfish, was a Russian studio and they've now moved to Ukraine. However, they still use Russian banks. And most people will know about the Russia Ukraine war going on. And there's a lot of controversy around Atomic Heart's response to questions about how they feel about the war and whether or not they support it. I want to say the money from the game, it's going to go into Russian banks, and part of the money will fund a war that is killing people. And so it is up to consumers to decide if they're okay with their money going to that, even if it's just a small portion, right? Or if it's indirect, it still is going to do that because it's sitting in Russian banks, right? Um, Also, there was like a Twitter controversy because people were asking Munfish how they felt about the war, and they didn't really want to acknowledge the issue, right? And so the statement they made on Twitter, and I'm reading this directly,
Yeah, I think they
is
never acknowledged the war, right?
no, they did not
Yeah.
acknowledge it. So this is their response, and they didn't say much else, okay? They said, "We do not comment on politics or religion. Rest assured, we are a global team focused on getting Atomic Heart into the hands of gamers everywhere. We do not and will not condone contributors or spammers with offensive, hateful, discriminatory, violent, or threatening language or content," which I guess, I don't know. But the first part of the statement, I guess, is more important. They completely brushed it off. They said they don't comment on religion or politics, which I call BS on, considering the themes of the game are inherently political, right? You play as a KGB agent in a future USSR. It's a dystopia. It
Oh.
has political commentary, very obviously. So for them to say they don't comment on politics or religion is ludicrous, and no one should believe it. And so, to me, and based on like things that people know about like the devs and what they've done in the past, it seems very likely that they're trying to brush it off because they're fine with this war, right? They're also blocking people who ask them the question on Twitter, right? A bunch of people have reported getting blocked just for asking them, "Hey, how do you feel about this issue?" And I think that's a really bad sign when they feel the need to block people questioning them. So
Yeah. My
I
only
think
problem with
Mhm.
this is just that as a company, maybe that's true, but they have a lot of workers, a lot of
Mhm.
developers that are working hard on this game for years. And this is like a big game for them. And even though like the company doesn't say anything, most of them have their own opinions, on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Mhm.
cannot blame every single devs that are
Of
working on a
course.
game and
Honestly,
everything.
I agree with Rick. I was gonna
So
say
the
it's
thing
okay that they
is,
didn't want to talk about it. Like if they
yeah,
don't want to respond to that, that's fine. Like even if they if the you even if like the audience feel like they are in the side of like the war or whatever. If they don't want to talk about it, then that's totally okay. They don't have to like address drama and start drama online. You
They
know.
yeah. So they don't have to. As a company, you're not obligated to, especially because the views of the company and the views of the people that are hired at the company will not always align. And whatever. Right, that's fine. However, I think going as far as to block people who are asking them the question is ridiculous. And I think it's absurd that they're saying they don't comment on politics or religion, again, given the themes within their game. And if you look at like the kind of the premiere like events that they've held for the game in Russia, there's a lot of kind of what should I say, symbolism and quotes and things that they had as decorations that would lead one to believe that they're okay with this violence. And I don't think it's good for them to cater to them. I just think it's ridiculous that they're acting like they're so neutral. I understand not wanting to comment on it, but even so, again, they're using Russian banks, and what really matters is the consequences of their actions, the consequences of buying the game. Are you contributing money to a war that is killing people? And the answer is most likely yes. Now, I guess you can argue that there's no ethical consumption, whatever, right? If an American game studio makes a game...
You can say that you have a lesser impact if you just play it for free on Game Pass, Yes, you're not spending $80 for them. You're just using your Game Pass subscription, and that's it.
Yeah, and I guess that's okay. You are making the game more popular. And one question I do have that I don't know the answer to is about what the kind of message of their game is, right? Again, given it's a dystopian game with like an alternate history timeline.
Yeah, for me it looks a lot like BioShock. A lot like BioShock.
It does, but the setting of like a future USSR can kind of change things. It changes the context, and so
but there's no humans, I think, in this future. They fucked up in this future.
Yeah,
it's the robot apocalypse.
Right. So the message
sounds pretty good in a way, because but bad at the same time. It looks like they're saying like humans kind of extinct, and then like robots are taking over. I think that's kind of the perspective, I guess, of the future, probably. So in a way, it's like it sounds fun, but it also sounds sad in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does make me think, like, okay, so they're saying that in the future timeline, USSR is there and, makes all these technological developments. It ends up going awry and bad things happen. So this could be a message against certain politics that a lot of other people would disagree with, right? Against authoritarian politics.
Yeah. It could also be subliminal message, too.
But it looks like a very first-person shooter run-and-gun game. I don't think it's gonna be that political. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of dialogue into the game.
I don't see it that either.
And for me, the biggest thing about this game that I've been seeing for a long time is just the graphical quality of the game is just amazing. The game looks incredible. Like when I saw it the first time, I could barely believe that was a release,
I mean, yeah, there are definitely things about it that look cool. And again, I'm saying I don't know the story, so we'll have to find out. Someone's gonna have to play it for to know what the story says. So I don't know.
True.
I think people just need to make the decision that they feel comfortable with, and I think it makes sense that people don't feel comfortable giving their money. And you're right that the Game Pass thing makes it so they're not directly giving money. However, like you can say that's still supporting the game in some way. So
we're gonna also have an answer pretty soon because the game released on February 21st. So it's only 5 days away. So
so we'll find out.
We'll find out pretty soon. We're probably gonna talk about it next week and how it was received and.
If you can't tell, I probably won't be playing it. Not only
I'm pretty sure you won't be playing
Understandable.
I don't have Game Pass, and
I don't have
time. I'm busy with Hogwarts Legacy. I can't play anything else besides Hogwarts Legacy and Overwatch.
Yeah, me too. I'm probably gonna try it just to see.
I don't even think I would be playing it because it doesn't look like my cup of tea. Yeah.
Me neither,
I'm
honestly.
not into first-person shooter either, so for me,
I mean,
that's a
I
hard
am, but
to.
I don't know about this game. Yeah.
Like-
Most of the
particular.
first-person shooters that I like are competitive multiplayer ones, not
Yeah, true.
Like, do you know
Story
the best comparison that I have to this game gameplay-wise would be Wolfenstein series.
Oh, I've
The
heard of that.
Wolfenstein, the new Wolfensteins, it's just not my cup of tea. It's first-person shooters, a lot of action, but like, I don't feel like they have like that much to say, these games, because of the first-person run and gun. Like,
I mean, I like first person shooters, but like I don't know. I don't think this particular game will be my cup of tea. Yeah.
but yeah, so
Yeah,
that was the news for this week. I was happy to have you both here for the recording. It was a
Glad to be-
great time.
yeah, thank you for having us. I'm glad I got to ramble about Hogwarts Legacy and all that.
I mean, I was happy to talk about RPG games. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say I'm happy, but you know, I just lost an hour of gameplay, so
alright.
I'm going
Mari's
right
an
back
addict.
there. I'm
True.
going right back there, going and explore more of this world.
Crawling
So-
back into your little cave. I
Yeah,
see you.
exactly.
Yep.
So, see you soon, and we'll probably see you next week. And have a great weekend. If you like our content, please like and subscribe. And if you have an opinion on Hogwarts Legacy or the controversy behind Atomic Hearts, just leave a comment down below. Thank you, and have a nice day.